So how you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel, to the Happy People TV, Orlando Pirates fan channel. This is a safe space. This is a box therapy session, emergency session. I had to consult Mr. Mofokeng about this one. We'll have a full box chat live with everybody tomorrow, but I just wanted to get together with Mr. Mofokeng and with everybody in the chat. Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? Mr. Mofokeng, what's popping, bro?
Hi, we're back, Mopagania. I think we couldn't wrap it up earlier, so I think we just needed to come back. Let's unpack. Let's try to think a bit before we sleep, just to see what everyone else thinks. How's everybody feeling? I'm still feeling fine. Very excited still. Um, yeah, let's move with it, Mopagania.
Yeah. Man, we couldn't have dreamt of this, dog. Some people are calling this the transfer of the window of the transfer season. Some people are calling it, I'm calling it one of the best transfer windows ever. I can't remember a better one. As people come in and, check if our sound is okay and say hello to us with hitting the likes and the subscribes. Yeah, mfethu, in your history, in your memory, current memory, can you remember a better transfer window than this, mfethu? I know we've had good ones, but yeah, one single one.
Um, Over the years, I think we've fairly signed good players. I think this one is just a little bit more exciting because of I think the let's say the last two signings that we recently did, Mbule and Apollos. Those were in the previous seasons. I think two coming to this one. They've been one of the most talked about individuals. In terms of style of play, in terms of just coming up with a lot of creativity in the page, especially Mbule. He's been one of the most spoken about in terms of the central park of the field, Apollos on the wings. So that I could say it's fairly exciting more than was it the best that we have had. I think this one just says we never looked for third choice players, second choice players. Instead, we looked for the number ones.
Bro, that is very profound what you said there, bro, because I don't know if it's fate or if it's just good luck or what, because you just spoke about us getting our top priority, not just our top priority, but the ones that are sought after in the league, because hey, mfethu, we were throwing stones at our club last season, saying, us, we are famous for not signing the best of the best. Us reading, we're not spending enough money. Has Koza finally beaten the allegations?
I think with the players that we have gotten, currently in the PSL, we are the one team that has signed players that were dominant in their teams. So yeah, I could say we are on the right track. We chose the right players, and we have a very beautiful squad.
And when it comes to Yenantate Koza, we can relax now. We can stop accusing him of not wanting to spend money. Because I'm sure, even though, which is like the main point of the show today, the whole question of whether we can really now finally let our Kokobelon, the president Emma 2000, one of the best players ever to come out of South Africa. Now, one of the best youngsters of the CAF Champions League last season. Is it time that we say, it's a king? We say that because
In that aspect,
yeah.
I think there's a bit of a sigh of a relief. Mathofu fatshe.
Sure.
We were there was a number of things that we were worried about from the coach we were worried about who's making these signings, why these kind of signings. Um, Now we can finally say at, we've at least gotten a similar player in the
Mm,
replacement for
mm,
Mofokeng.
mm.
Equal, I can say equal quality going forward. For
Ooh.
him on his side, I think the club can let him go if he then decides to find a better opportunity. And I hope, and for the opportunity to be overseas, I hope in Europe. I think he'll develop very well there.
Yeah, bro. We heard the news this morning. We were ecstatic. Let's come on, so he's had a long day. This man has been dancing up and down the whole day. What I'm just trying to say right now is that I thought we all agreed, Mfethu. I thought we were all in agreement that if we get Appollis, even before all of those signings, I feel like Appollis was the one guy that every time we talked about Mofokeng, the only name we could land on was Appollis in terms of, okay, we can let him go and still survive as a club if we replace him with this man. So I'm actually now surprised that it's not really a general consensus. I'm pretty sure the people who do watch Bucs Chat Live and the Happy People TV, but now I feel like they are swaying more to that side as I start the poll. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I've been hearing as if maybe we still need. Are we in the still need phase and fits, or can we just be happy with what we have and let the boy shine finally?
Let the boy shine finally. If I'm going to just put it in simple terms, he's young, man. And what the best part about everything is that he comes from us. It also gives us a some sort of by him going to overseas. It gives Pirates some sort of an go-to club for picking a youngster to groom and to play overseas. The quality that he's possessed for us and for clubs overseas to spot him says a lot about where he comes from. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I think it's a good way to let him go. We get a spotlight. A lot of clubs can come to us when they're looking for young quality players. And going forward, it also helps the young. I mean, I don't believe there's the only Relebohile Mofokeng. There is another star that we might be. He might be opening a chance for. So by him going somewhere, there's another one that's going to come. So that's what I think.
Okay. I mean, thank you very much, Kabelo Kumalok, for coming in the comments. And yes, good signings indeed. We're only left with one move, a big striker like Peter Shalulile. Then we'll be home and dry. What do you mean by home and dry? Mr. Mafelong, just to also give my take on what you just discussed right now. I can understand why some people might be skeptical. And if you look at last season, Apollos' last season was not as good as his season before. Would you agree on that? Because we can take a look at his stats, and I think if we compare them with the season before, I didn't do this to check before we go inside, but then I'm pretty sure that has been the general consensus. Heat map mostly on the left. Like you can see, he likes to cut in a lot. 26 appearances, 26 starts, finishing most games, 2 goals for the season. His goal conversion rate 4%, which means from the shots that he takes, he doesn't convert many. Also, goals. His 2 goals, or I think 2 of his goals, and Vele 2 goals in the league are from inside the box, and then also 1 assist, and this is all in the league. Wangtola. So we can always compare and say Kipolekwane and all of that, but how do you feel about the fact that he's not exactly coming from his actual breakthrough season that made everybody sing his praises? Because that is something that I feel like needs to be considered. We know his quality, but it's needing to be at full tilt, full flight. Appollis, the one that became famous.
It's a game of football. It's a game of two different seasons. It's a game of two different approaches. One moment it is possible that in the season he could be at his greatest. Look, I often look for in such players like Apollos is how many times is your name raised or your name called in the national squad? If he can, be amongst the players that are spoken about, for me is good enough. I will still say for a player to be seen as to what type of player they are and how dangerous they can be, put them in a squad that will be able to make them be free and more confident. So I still will say that yes, in the last season, he didn't really give in as much as the previous season that his name was spoken about, but he still had it that when you play against Polokwane City, he will be mentioned in the game to say that specific team that is opposing should look out for Apollos. And as well, if you look at the goal conversions that were happening for Polokwane. Most of the goals, I believe, he had a hand in creating those conversions. So that for me still counts. So I believe now with Pirates, he's got the right players beside him, and let's give him a chance here to say how do we rate him going forward as an individual taking over Mofokeng's position. Let's see, which I do believe it's time now. He's a matured player, young player in the PSL. So, yes, he will do good.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I think I just wanted to just also flesh out the things that that we know we are missing from Mofokeng, right? So, Mfethu, we were very privileged to have him at his very best, especially with how he did last season. And if you have to notice, bro, so many moves relied on him, bro. Also, just starting something, or I don't want to say making something happen, but I think what was special about Mofokeng is that as much as we have our Titos, right? As much as we have our Titos and as much as we have our midfielders and Bonkota and our striker and whatever, he literally allowed us to play without an out-and-out striker, which means he was good enough to basically create for the winger Nkota. He was good enough to allow Hoto to go down the outside. Later during the season, he started becoming a 10. It became a thing where we can't even imagine ourselves winning without him, bro. So when you look at the goals that he added, and to the way he would put the ball on the plate for someone, it was basically guaranteed assists. Ooh, so are we not going to miss it one day when we say, and maybe that's what Kabelo was saying in the comment over there. Because they even said no. That person that they were talking about, that striker, they'll just complete the squad. So what I'm trying to get at in so many words is that are we not going to miss those goals and those guaranteed assists? Are we not going to have so many nice players? Everybody's dope, but it's just not turning into that thing because we don't have that person who's going to be vele guaranteed for output. We've got a lot of potential and we've got a lot of quality in midfield. So going forward, we're going to have to look for where we find the goals again, So that's the PTSD that you get. You feel like we're gonna have to play more as a team, or do you think we have to like focus on Mbutuma, or be like, "Hey man, Mabasa, let's dust you off. Just dust you off. You're still one of the best in the league, in fact. So you can, how many goals did you score? Yeah, come score those goals again, and then maybe try to create around him.
I'm seeing a squad now of not just having one Relebohile Mofokeng. I'm seeing a squad that I'm seeing a Pirates where if a player becomes the top goal scorer in the squad, the second might just be a goal or two lower. I'm seeing the whole squad, especially from the center mid to the striker, contributing to the holistic goal stats for us. No doubt, Relebohile Mofokeng is a rare quality player that we had. I'm not taking away, the goals that he scored for us. He showed leadership at a very young age. Takes me back to when we lost against Pyramids, where him and Nkota, as young as they were, but they held the team, going forward into towards the end of the season, where we even lost our coach, Jose Rovero. Relebohile Mofokeng never stopped trying to, raise his hand. I think as young as he is and as of quality as he is, he's now opened a doorway for another. I'm not going to say he's now open because we are not sure yet that if he's officially gone. There was no proven statement to say he's not going to be part of us anymore. But what I'm saying is, if he leaves, we are going to miss it, yes. But I also do believe that there's another Relebohile Mofokeng that we are still going to, see in this coming season.
Okay, I get it, bro. Well, I feel like he'll have to be made up of a lot of players. When you say there'll be another star, I feel like there will be other celestial bodies, but I don't know about stars of that level. So yeah, guys, don't forget to hit the like as you come in and share Namapaganea for the late night express. Thank you if you're tuned in. So I just want to go around this thing because yeah, like you say, because you have this situation at PSG. In fact, PSG had Mbappe. For how long and how much money did they end up promising him? Antakuka, Antatula the World Cup, all the way until, they thought, what more can we do? We've given this guy so much money. Neymar has come and gone and we still can't win the Champions League. Until that one day they took that leap of faith, listened to Enrique, and he listened to them, or they listened to him when they actually allowed themselves to let him go. Yes, you have gotten rid of the top goal scorer, one of the top assisters, and he's been doing that season after season. But look where it landed them. It landed them at they let him PSG a Champions League day first. So it could end up being one of those situations because it's just gonna depend on the coach. I think that's where the biggest microscope will be. It is going to be on the management and how he makes this work. So, in your opinion, would you rather how would you do this in How would you do this? Tell me. How would you do this when now you have to find goals everywhere in fit to especially because I feel like are not consistent captain in fit. So just this is how I'm picturing it. Sorry, I'll get to that answer. I'm picturing it's a new coach. It's a full squad of new players. Somebody's going to need to organize this thing. And I think also that captaincy role is going to be key if we are going to make this thing work from early. Because I feel like it's going to take time.
Look, we had taken Modise, and when he left, we were all worried. Obama raised his hand. When he left, we were worried. I think we had Levoyo Memela. When he left, we were worried. We had Temminkosi Lodge. When he left, we were not really worried. That's where we unleashed and we found the new star, which was Relebohile Mofokeng. So Nkota, don't forget that with Nkota as well, he's also not so far off from the quality that Relebohile was, but given time, we worry, but we somehow find a replacement of the kind. If with the names that I've read to you, we've just improved and gotten better. So that's what I'm saying I'm still hopeful to find, and every season is different. Players come different, players play different, players learn, they grow. Even inside the camp that we have, we are still going to be praising somebody in this season. That's who we are. This is Paranea, we can never say there is no one for this season and we're just struggling. Somebody's gonna be there. And like I say, I mean, maybe it could be the season Yambule, where he takes players player of the season and players and player of the season. You never know. So there's a chance.
Woo. So would you be patient with it? Would you do it fast? Would you try get? Would you put the pressure on the coach to be like, you have to perform now? Look how much money we have spent, or do you? Because now, okay, let's be honest. We've got this controversy, Mr. Mafelo, and we can't run away from it. When it comes to Pirates, we know that it's not like when who's this guy? When Peter was at Sundowns, where he decides everything from top to bottom that has to do with the team, and we have our controversy that it's not always that the players that you see on the pitch are the coaches picked best 11. So with that reputation, would you put the pressure on the coach as a fan, you yourself, or are you gonna say, Yasin, you guys bought a lot of players and you put this guy in with less than 50 games experience, so if you see what he's trying to do, but we are not winning on the pitch, are you gonna be like, no, give him time, or are you gonna be in the camp? Yeah, we have too much quality to allow this guy, allow for cups to be slipping and us not actually doing our best when we do have the quality. We're gonna have those days where we're gonna say, how did Banban start on the bench? And then we go and we lose. So where are you going to sway your pressure fit?
Look, it's up to the coach for him to live up to the standards that he has found us at currently. We are a very big team, and very dominant on social media as a community. He's gonna get a lot of bashing, especially if especially in situations where he has no reason for him to lose. He's got the numbers in terms of the players in the squad in his camp right now. He's got the quality that is good enough to win games. There is going to be pressure that we are going to put onto him, but it can only be up until so far. He can't fall short of what we've been able to accumulate. One thing that we are expecting is silverware. We can't we can't have been able to get so many trophies, and he can't even get one. He'll only then be psychologically affecting our camp. So he as a coach, and he himself standing there telling himself as an individual to say, I'm going to take this job and I'm going to, elevate the squad from where it was. We are, as Orlando Pirates fans, looking for that from him. I still want, something that will a lot prove me that he is sure and he really wants this job is for him to beat Sundowns twice. If he can do that first leg and second leg, for me, will certify that you are living up to where Jose lived. So that's where it is. In terms of us giving him time to stay for a long time, look, if he fumbles and we are below top 6, yes, I'd rather say before he messes up the team, we should let him go.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, bro. Ish. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like I've gotten a Christmas present on one side, and then life hands me a lemon on the other side. Especially because uh, Yazid, we got the manager right before all those players were signed. And then he did his interviews, but okay, he likes Mbule. Okay, maybe he liked Miami, right? And then in that space, the general consensus around fans, and I've got the comments to prove it, was Yazin. This man came for continuity. He's continuing the job that Jose did. Do you remember? Do you remember those people saying that? Okay, that makes sense. I guess that's a fan opinion. It's not like that's what the club said. But now at the same time, Akboni continuity. Plus, I know we even lost our formations, but we were doing predicted lineups when we were busy fooling around on the internet, and we saw that we actually have two full teams. I can't really call that continuity. So, do you feel like he will be overwhelmed by it, or also, if you don't want to answer that, answer if he was here for continuity and now he's getting all these players, would you, the choice was yours, né? But okay, you get a new coach. He's young. He doesn't have much experience. But then we just strengthen this and that position. Maybe not even let go of Mofokeng. Or you say we're revamping the whole squad and we're getting that young coach. Which one would you choose for the first season?
Are you talking about us going into this season right now?
Yeah, like if the cards were handed to you before, yeah, and you had to choose between those two scenarios going into this season, knowing that you just left Jose and knowing that you have a whole lot of young players, would this be the way that you would rebuild with that young coach in mind? Or would you say, no, let me get the stars and then get somebody who knows how to handle stars? Because get a big name, get a big name. Lebo Nemtajela was a big name just being talked about. Moremi, big name, used to starting where he's coming from. Mashilwane were, they're still young and they're in defense and all of that. But Mutuma was not a there's that striker called Mutuma. Nah, bro. There's a lot of players that we could have signed that we see, okay, no, this one is a free agent. Let's get him. We signed big names. So yeah, if you were handed those cards, which one would you choose?
Look, right now it's very difficult. It's a bit difficult for me to really answer, but I don't see what the management and how they have selected. They take the coach number one, and the signings that they did. I don't doubt the reasons why they actually chose the way that they did. Right now we have the best of both worlds. I'm not doubting the capabilities. I think I've said this over a couple of videos that we've done before. But I don't doubt the capabilities of this coach being able to come in and giving us results. When we look at his previous coaching at Maruma Gallants, he didn't really have the great squad.
Yeah.
For the numbers that he got, for me made kind of some sense that this is a small team, but he still was able to implement certain strategies. Yes, we might have beat him 8, but he's also given us a good meeting too to show us that he's able to use what he has and be creative, and if he can dominate, to use that opportunity. So now he's got two quality squads from us. He can come up with his own combinations of players that he would like to see. We are very stabilized. I think we are very much good enough to take on big teams and even go far in the CAF as well. So it's a fair start for the coach. Still preseason. He can still figure out what he wants to do, and we could see a great Orlando Pirates.
Yazin Mfit, I hear you. It sounds very optimistic. I'm going to read one more comment over here. It's from Qinisego saying, breaking news, President of Sundowns, I guess he was saying that he will buy a player in Europe with 90 million. Can you please retype that? It looks so interesting. But I can see that you might have made a typo there, or maybe I'm not reading it properly, but I'm definitely not getting it. But is Sundowns going to play and buy a 90 million rand European player? That would be very interesting. So, Mr. Mafellong, I feel like with the subject that we're on right now, to me, I feel like I've got, I put certain things in boxes, bro. So I sometimes look at it this way. If you have a striker like Lukaku, that you know that if you do everything for him, he will score you the goals, right? You know that you have to build a team around him. And if you have many players that are nice, you have to find a way to get them all in good areas of the pitch in order for you to share the goals amongst them. So I'll never play a Lukaku and with players that can't provide for him and hope he scores. And then hope they also do well, because Otloba Sinyeza vibe, he can't trap. What I'm trying to get at is that for not those two things, they don't mix. Star players, new players, and a new inexperienced coach, for me, I didn't mix it. I think schools written it. It would be the first time I'm ever seeing it. It would be the first time I'm ever seeing it. Zinedine Zidane surprised us all. Remember, Real Madrid never coached in his life. He just walks into Real Madrid, Champions League. For now, obviously, it's an extreme example. But for now, it's the outlier that I wouldn't expect. So, yeah, a lot of the time, I can also make, another example, European example. Chelsea, when they got Potter and he was coming from Brighton, doing well at Brighton with young players, and they were playing some of the best football in the league, even getting to European competition. Then he gets to Chelsea. Chelsea get a new owner, revamp the whole squad, and it looks like Potter can't coach anymore. So for now, I've seen that thing work out just like that way too many times, to the point where I feel like they might have given him too many weapons too early, and he's too young as a coach. But I am ready for Abdeslam to just surprise me, and for us just to make all this quality works before somebody gets frustrated and leaves.
Yeah, that was basically what I was about to say. It's been done before, yes, maybe not in Africa, but now there's a chance for Africa. There's a chance for that same story to be told in Africa.
Optimism, sure.
Yes, so I was about to also say, what does not qualify this coach, as inexperienced as he is, to be able to take certain trophies. If Zinedine Zidane and other coaches out there have done it. So the one thing that we should not have is doubt, where we have not seen any form of play. So the reference that you've made brings me back to saying, why cannot Abdeslam do it for us?
It could be a miracle, bro. It could be a miracle. Talking about miracles, I've got 30 votes here on the poll, and it has gone down to 62%. Now it's gone down to 60%. It's a 60-40 now. It's going to end up being a 50-50, and I told you. Okay, I thought the Heavy People TV voters would be more on the yes side, but it's been gradually, as the people have been coming in, it's been gradually going down. So yeah, 60% think, yeah, we're good enough to survive. 40% think not yet. And Mr. Mafellong is thinking, anything is possible. We can win. I'm fit. Why not? And I say, why not too? I just think, here's my demands, okay? Management, you post us, you gave it to a man who's never seen that much quality in his life as a coach. If anything, akbatlo tseba hore ke mang a pikileng squad, akbatlo tseba hore mang o lwanele mang. If anything happens, I think the management must just take responsibility. I'm not being negative. I'm just saying, hore, what I don't want to go through is the question of whose fault it is, because clearly Management took everything into their own hands and said, we don't even need to give him his own technical stuff. We don't even need to bring his assistant. We just want him. Alex Rallo will take care of the rest. We'll sign for him. And then in brackets, quietly in the back room, we'll coach for him. They're saying we'll coach for him in quiet rooms. So, Nakire, if you're going to do that, ne, just make sure it's either you give him time and you say we're giving him time, or you make sure you fire him on time and move on to the next plan. Because, yeah, like I was saying about the bench thing, I don't want too many stars on the bench saying, this project at Pirates is not working because what. I think that's my stance. But now, dude, I just wanna read out the sheer numbers in our squad, bro. The sheer numbers, like not stats, just who's there though. Because it's now obviously some people are gonna leave, but I'm not counting on that to happen, if this thing will allow me to. Yeah, it looks like it's coming. But bro, our squad is something else. Listen to this, bro. Here's the forwards, ne? Mahopa, Mabasa, Lepasa, Mbutuma, Radiopane, Khusitsile, Kwinyane. Those are the forwards, ne? And then here on SofaScore, they've listed midfielders. Mofokeng. Okay, now he's the one that we are not counting back in this simulation. Fade and also Saling. Thank you for putting them together. Yeah, Arbaba, Tito, Nkota, Bata, Kim Vuidi, Shenko, Appollis, Makaola, Ndlondlo Musele, Libito, Mbule, Chobeni, Selailo, Rasebocha. And then we've got Nemtajela, Baloni, Tepang Muremi, Cameron, the young man dancing. Utladisa, they've put here Madiba, he's supposed to be in defense, it's fine. And Duli, Slepe, my goodness, Kwaiba. Then we move on to the defenders. Hoto, Ndam, Bogazi, Sbisi, Sesane, Van Rooyen, Ogi, Shandu, Ndlozi, Ndaba. And obviously, Hoto was supposed to, Hoto's there, but the other kid, Madiba, is actually also supposed to be there. But my goodness, this is giving me a headache just reading it, bro. It's giving me a headache just reading it. And honestly, bro, this thing is supposed to turn into greener pastures. I can't wait to look back at this transfer window and be like, that's when we became Pirates again. That's when Pirates became great again. Mr. Mafillo.
I don't think we should be happy about the names, but we should be happy about the results. Yes, we are all excited, especially because of the individual brilliance that we've brought into the squad. One of the individual brilliance, and one of the not really so spoken about, and we haven't really touched upon this player a lot, is Gwaiba. I think when I think about a player that is versatile, I look at the type of player he is. I would, convert him into a striker. He's been scoring quite a lot of goals for TS Galaxy. He's quite fast, good on the ball, skillful. Imagine them being supported by the likes of Tito and Mbule, having got on his side, having the likes of Appollis, say Relebohile Mofokeng is not there. But I'm talking about that type of forward type squad. That is one of the winning squads that we are looking to have. And Mbutuma, for an example, he comes from Richards Bay. He was one of very silent striker. They, like you say, you like saying that you have two types of strikers that you would like to have to think about, having on the squad, Lukaku and Harry Kane, Mbutuma and Gwaiba. They are typical Harry Kanes, good on the ball. If it lands, they don't have to look for being at the right position for them to convert, but they can also help and build up playing for them to find the back of the net.
You know what? Judging on the season we're coming from, I think the key to unlock everything, yes, Appollis is a very good signing, but I'm actually happy about the fact that in my heart, I feel like it was just a make sure, because I feel like Kwaiba is the actual one that we're going to look at and then say, now this boy can replace Mofokeng. Thank you
He
for
definitely is.
I think he's going to be the surprise package of the season, bro. So in fact, let's go. Let's have a little bit of fun, Mister Mafelong. Come on, stop being so serious, bro. Let's have a bit of fun. Out of all these new signings, in fact, there was a lot of names, dog. Number one,
A
I'm just
lot
gonna
of
ask you.
names.
I'm just gonna ask you for the number one signing. I'm just gonna go through the signings that we did make, right? I'm not gonna talk about the defenders. I don't think we made a big shift in defense. I think we already had people. So let's go. Let's talk about Nemtajela. Let's talk about Kwaiba. Let's talk about Moremi, Otladisa, Mbutuma, and who's this one again? And now Policy. And if there's anyone I'm forgetting, I will tell you. But I think those are, and Mbule and Nduli. Yes, Nduli.
There's also Lebone.
That's the one we were linked with. We haven't signed him yet. It's not official yet. But yeah,
Okay.
I think. Okay, so let me say it one more time. Nduli, Mbule, Nemtajela, Kwaiba, Moremi, Mbutuma, Appollis. If I'm missing anyone, I don't think I am. But from all of those, who do you give number one? Your favorite.
Sipho Mbule, bro.
That's your number one. All right. I
Definitely,
hear
that's
you.
like my number one.
And then,
If I'm going to add on to why am I saying that?
sure.
We've always looked at our previous squads that when certain players aren't really having a good time or a good day, how do we or who are we gonna have? For me, it always comes down to for the other players that we know can possess a threat to our positions. Goalposts. Who can help these players? Who can pick up the squad? And for me, Mbule is the one person that is a lot creative and can, if not scoring, can create a lot chances for other players to get that opportunity. So yeah, that's what I look forward to. Him not being afraid of the net, being creative, and being able to help and assist. So yeah, that's my most exciting signing.
I hear you, bro. I have a different one, and I'll tell you why. I think I've basically already said it. Kwaiba is my favorite signing. I feel like obviously a close second is Mbula. It's obviously he's right there, but I feel like Kwaiba, given 70, 80 minutes per game, really getting used to a certain position where he can play at his best, I think he's gonna have to be neck and neck as the next youngster that does well for us. Mbule, we've looked at his stats as we've been working on the Mbule video, and we've realized that he's not gonna finish most games. And if he's gonna start, if he starts, he's not gonna finish most games. And if not that, he's not gonna start a lot, and he's gonna come in as an impact. So for now, when it comes to 90 minutes impact, game in, game out, I pick Kwaiba. I'm here to look at his stats in terms of how much game time he completes and all of that, but what he does when he's on the pitch, dude. Need I say more, bro? Yeah, so that is my favorite signing. Ola?
No, I'm just saying that it's important for us to have. I mean, if we look at how now there's a lot of talks that Saleng could be leaving the camp. Having a player of Kwaiba is equal quality. I believe as well contributing players. I mean, players contribute to an individual doing
His
their best.
performances.
So Kaizer comes into to a team like us. He comes into the right hands. He comes into a team that has his similar generation, goal-driven individuals. A team of quality, team of I would say a team that's going to help him score more goals. And he comes in as a similar Saling to me. So us losing, if we are to lose Saling, I believe Guaiba is going to be the man to go to.
Ebara Pirates I'm not Joe 25-26 season. In fact, you read when people are saying give us Chiefs. I wanna have a friend do now tweak but hey, give us Sundowns, and I wanna see the story. They're probably gonna make a big money signing, but I want them to come with all these signings. One thing I like about this transfer window is that besides Sundowns having a lot of money and whatever, they would always take the best in the league, man. I'm sure Batlomlata Pasatin, Bankile Adams Remo Batla. They probably almost took a policy, Remo Batla. Obviously, there's a bunch of players that, if they are the best in their position in the league, they are most probably going to go there if they don't get rejected by them. So that thing, Rebaile Club World Cup Opele. Ratola chance already sweep the whole of the PSL and for Namfetu is one of my favorite things about this, and I cannot contain my excitement. Mfethu ogcineneng uyibona ntwethe wena Mr. Mafellong. Guys, I feel like everybody, I think we can wrap it up now. Unless you've got one more points to make, Mr. Mafellong. I just want to ask the fans in the post comments, which is your favorite signing? And I think an important question is, if Mofokeng goes, who is that one person that you pick to say, okay, sharp, this man is going to at least lead the line, or is it going to be, spread out? Because I feel like, hey, I don't really trust a PSL team or PSL players. I'm not saying anything bad about them, but I know with PSL teams, the greatest teams usually have that person that they rely on who's going to be top goal scorer, top goal scorer ya bona, and you can rely on for goals game after game. So I think we do need to at least take a look at these signings and see, okay, if we had to single out one attacker to be the key when Mofokeng is not there, who is it going to be? So I'll put that question in the comment section below. Mr. Mafellong, how would you like to vala this year emergency therapy session?
I would just like to say, we signed the best currently after Mofokeng. So welcome once again to Oswein Appollis. I believe there's a lot that he's going to give us. There's a lot to look out for from him. I believe this is going to be a great season. I believe we are just going to become a greater team. I don't want to have any doubts because nothing so far has said to me or is giving me a sign to not to look down on the players. Congratulations to the signings. I think Dr. Kwaza has wiped our tears, and for that we are looking forward to the season. And I can't wait to actually be at the stadium, interact with the fans, enjoy, singing along, enjoy singing to, to the glorious.
Hey, bitch, it's time to whistle, bro.
It's a lot.
That's what I want to do, bro. Every weekend, and like twice a week, I just want to go. Whether, I don't even want to start naming names because I'm going to sound like a broken record. I'll name them in the next stream. But there's going to be a lot of whistling in the stadiums. We're going to get carried away. I remember last season, we had a brilliant game against Amazulu. I win 1-0. Stadium won the crowd after the game of Fetukari. We net championship and we win 3-0 because of the sheer quality and class that we got to witness live at the stadium. And sometimes that is much more valuable than many goals, Mfetu. And so I cannot contain myself, like I've been saying. I cannot wait. 11th of July is when the preseason starts. Mfethu, we're going to be able to see this stuff live. Oh, they're all going together. Oh, no, okay, transfer room until the end of the end. Then Ramsayna Kadi once August. Aye, none of that, bro. We are fully prepared. Avengers assemble. We got Captain America, Retore Iron Man, Retore Spider-Man, Retore Fela. Can't wait for this. Everybody, thank you for joining us. 25 people currently watching. Don't forget to hit the likes. We are on the road to 3K. Thank you for all the support. Almost at 3K subscribers. I think today we passed 2.7. So we're just trying to grow the community. Let's see how quickly we can get to that 3. And yeah, it's all going to just go better and better. As good as Pirates is giving, we have to give also. And God, don't forget to hit the like. Hit the subscribe to be notified when we drop another video, and share so we can grow the community. Thank you.